Welcome to your online IELTS preparation course. Today we're going to look at listening, okay? We're going to look at the different question types that you may come across in your listening exam and what you can do to help you with your listening skills. And then at the end of the lesson you will have a listening practice test so you can put those skills into action and see how your listening skills are. Okay, listening is something that students often describe as the most difficult skill to master. Most students, you can read quite well, but with the IELTS exam you have to read very fast, and you can write adequately. Speaking really is about developing self-confidence, but listening is another skill altogether. Remember, there's so many different accents that you need to listen to. So you need to expose yourself to as many of these as possible. You need to spend as much time as possible listening to English so you can train your ears to hear our pronunciation of words. Alright, a lot of people, including us native speakers, we have become lazy listeners. I want to tell you what that means so you can avoid being a lazy listener. So we seldom use our oral skills, which are our listening skills, and we rely on our visual skills. So this is where we watch and we interpret pictures rather than actually listening to the words that are being said. The main reason for this is obviously television. When we watch television, we're looking and we are listening, but are you listening to every single word, or are you understanding what is happening because of the pictures that you are looking at? Think about this. This is very true for our non-native speakers, because also as well, when you watch television and documentaries and movies, you usually rely on subtitles, okay? So you're reading the words rather than listening to the words. What happens is you're focusing on those visual skills and you're switching off your oral skills. So you actually stop listening, okay? It's still there because you can hear, but the meaning, the information that you're getting is from reading, not listening. So this is something that you can amend now and try and do things which are going to improve your oral skills, your listening skills, and not your visual skills. Often as well, we advise you to listen to radio and audio materials that you can get from the internet. I know a lot of students, they try this once and then they don't use it again because they can't understand. There's too much colloquial language being used. Well, you have to remember, the more you do this, the easier it will be to understand. Just listening to something once won't help you. You need to practice that as often as possible. So you can use television as one of these sources, but I hope that you're going to try and use ones which are more for your ears, okay? The radio, okay? I already suggested, if you cast your mind back to lesson 1, about BBC Radio 4. Here there's no music, they're just talking quite often about IELTS topics. This lesson will help you as well because you're actually listening to me. Don't always read the slides. Listen to me speak first and then read the slides afterwards. You're developing two techniques, two skills at the same time. Okay, make use of those audio materials. Okay, you can order a range of recorded materials over the internet. If you like reading, try buying your favourite book, but in audio material, okay? A lot of these are read by well-known actors. You'll be exposed to lots of different accents. So rather than reading, you can sit and you can listen to these stories being read to you, which will be very useful for your listening skills. You have access to the internet, use this, okay? Podcasts, audio streaming, okay? Go to the BBC website, they've got many of these. Or if there's a website or a topic that you're interested in, Google it, okay? But obviously it has to be in English. Find these, start listening more and more. Don't listen where you can see the video clips. Listen so you are just listening. You can close your eyes, take in the information that way. Finally, of course, IELTS practice tests, okay? In the IELTS practice test, they will give you lots of different English accents, okay? So you need to expose yourself to these. You're going to start with an IELTS practice test at the end of this lesson. Techniques for improving your listening skills. So with the IELTS listening, you have to do 3 skills at the same time. Obviously listening, you've got to listen for the information. You need to write the answer to the question, and you need to read the questions, okay? So all of this you have to do quite quickly. So, as I said, listening, writing and read. So you need to listen to the audio, you need to write the answer to the question, and you need to read the next question. Concentration is essential, okay? You can't think about anything else. You have to concentrate a lot during the listening IELTS exam. Prepare yourself well, okay? You can do this by using the time given before each question. So before each question you'll have a little bit of time, and you can do the following things. So have a look at the slide, write these down so you can start putting them into practice. Identify the topic. Identify the question types. Okay, we're going to look at question types in a short moment, but have a look at this slide now. And highlight keywords, okay? So highlight keywords in those questions as you would do with the reading part of the exam, okay? That's the highlighted words are the information that you need to be listening for. So rather than reading each question all the time, highlight those words, see if you can listen for matching words or synonyms. With this information, you should also try to predict possible answers, or at least the possible form of the answer. This is so much to do in 30 seconds, okay? So with listening, the only thing you can really do is practice, 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 practice. The more you practice, the more your listening skills will improve, and this can add to the number of answers that you get correct. Top tips for your listening. Remember, it's in 4 sections. There's a total test time of about 30 minutes, but then you're given another 10 minutes where you can transfer your answers, okay? So you don't have to worry about doing this during the test. You'll have 10 minutes at the end in which to transfer them. We have 4 sections. These are usually 2 parts survival English. So this is the sort of language that you will meet daily in an English-speaking country, okay, if you need to book a hotel or something like that. The other 2 parts, the remaining 2 parts, are more academic, and they generally involve a formal interview. So what you need to start doing is to opening your ears to those different types of conversations. Again, use the internet to do this. Use as many resources as you can think of. Alright, be aware. You're going to hear lots of different accents. You may hear British English, American English, Canadian English, Australian English, South African or New Zealand English, okay? These accents sound very different. You may hear Scottish, you may hear Welsh. Even for a native speaker, when you hear a different accent, it takes time to understand what that person is saying. So right now, you need to expose yourself to as many of those different accents as you can. By doing this now, it will help you, because if you hear that accent in the IELTS exam and you've no idea, you've never heard it before, your ear won't be able to understand the words that they're saying. Use the internet for this, okay? Type in Scottish speaker. Use the BBC website. For the test, it has about 40 questions. There's 10 in each section. The score you're looking for is 25 and above. If you get that, you will get your IELTS score of 6.0. Obviously, more than 25, the higher your IELTS score will be. Anything below, okay, you won't get that score. This needs to be your minimum objective. So when you do your listening practice test, it's 25 and above that you need to be getting. If not, then you need to focus more in this area and do more and more and more practice tests.